that way. But there's also, I put on my metrics glasses, all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
But Thomas Bryant's jockstrap, get him out of here.
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back. They snatched that chain, boy. Get back. What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back. We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back.
Hey guys, welcome on into the Big Factor presented by FanDuel and Garage Beer. Jack O'Rourke here alongside Project Pat on the keys. Look at him over there looking good as always. Rob and Ryan up top on the desk. Follow up top, guys. Apparently. Real special guest for you today. We got Steele Chambers coming in live from Georgia, Buckeyes legend, member of the Memphis Showboats. Guys, before we get to Steele, oh no, we got Steele up. Never mind, I'm an idiot. We got Steele right now already. Steele, welcome on in. How you doing so far today, man?
How you doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Love the stash. Love it. Hey, stashes are in right now. That's what I heard.
I didn't even see.
I've been trying to get him in for years, man.
Hey, I'm trying to join you, brother. I'm trying to join you. But before we get too deep into anything, we got some UFL to talk about. We got Ohio State. We got the college football playoffs. I have a personal bone to pick with you. Not really a bone to pick, but I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, so I wanted to ask you right away about the game when you guys went into Notre Dame Stadium, beat Notre Dame in the all-green jerseys. One of my saddest days as a sports fan. Take me through going under the lights at Notre Dame Stadium.
Honestly, that was probably one of the best experiences I had as a player as far as just environment. I mean, I didn't expect them to be that loud. Then, of course, they had a fantastic team, good quarterback. He had Marcus Freeman on the other side. Handsome as ever, kind of distracted me.
Very handsome.
Game. But either way, fantastic. Ended up almost breaking a rib that game. So it was tough sledding. I mean, and then, of course, the actual game was fantastic. Close call. Last play of the game. Finally won it. And, again, just one of the best environments I've ever been in as a football player.
Steele, to jump around a little bit, because we definitely want to like help the audience get to know you. What is the expectations you had when you first went on to sign and play in the UFL, and like what has kind of the reality been so far for those who might be wondering at home?
It's always been with the thought of trying to get to the next level, and that's the NFL. And you still have to go in with a positive attitude. You can't be thinking, oh, this just doesn't matter too much. I'm just thinking about the NFL. You got to go in there. You got to handle your business, because at the end of the day, there's a bunch of other great players that are in that organization. So you go in there, handle your business, treat it like the NFL. Then ultimately, if you go out and play well, just have solid stats, maybe if your team wins a little bit, then it just ups your opportunity in order to get to the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Steele, let's go back to your days playing at Ohio State. You know, obviously Ohio State right now gearing up for that college football playoff. They get a little bit of a bye, some more time to scout and whatnot, if you will. But, you know, it wasn't too long ago, Steele, just a calendar year ago, when people were calling for Ryan Day's job, which to me has always been crazy. I understand how important beating Michigan is, 4 straight losses. Sure, that's the thing. But what does he do? He goes ahead and rattles off the most improbable college football playoff run, absolutely running through it, gets the national championship. Talk to me about Ryan Day as a head coach, as a leader, just as a man, something that maybe, you know, the average fan doesn't really know about Ryan Day. Because I'll tell you what, man, to be in that position, hearing the outside noise, and I know you try to cover that up as much as you possibly can, but everybody, it seemed like, was calling for Ryan Day's job because of that, and he goes ahead and answers it with the national championship. Obviously, he beats Michigan this year. He's looking to repeat his national championship. Just talk to me about Ryan Day as a head coach and as a leader.
Yeah, I don't know why you would think that bringing in anyone else is going to be any better. I mean, he's really cream of the crop as far as head coaches, but some that people probably don't know, he's just a vulnerable man, but in a good way. I know, I think it was a couple weeks before the Michigan game in 2023, he came into me and Tommy Eichenberg's room, and he was just talking about the loss in 2022 and how that affected him and his family. Just talking about how just some of the bad parts of the Ohio State fans, they were throwing rocks at his windows. He was scared, like, not for his life, but just for the well-being of him and his family. And I had never seen that out of a coach, as being so vulnerable to just a couple players. So just outside of football, I think he's a great man. I think he's a great leader of men. And I mean, he proved it right there, being able to go on that run and ultimately win a national championship.
Yeah, one thing that's new in the college football video game this year is they got the coaches finally in the game this year. One thing we didn't get somehow was that mustache in NCAA 24. We were 1 year too late. I'm not sure if you're a big video game guy or not, but like, what was it like just being 1 year off the cutoff of being in the game?
Luckily, I'm not a big gamer, so I wasn't too pissed off about it, but I would have loved to be in it. I mean, I've seen all my buddies play it ever since, 2014 was the last time they had a game come out. But I would have loved to see the mustache on there. Maybe it would have raised a little of awareness. Maybe
exactly.
People having them. I don't know.
Steele, we could have saw you with like a little dual position on there. I mean, you ended your college career averaging 8 yards per carry. I know. I know.
He said nah.
No, it was a small sample size. That's why it was 8 yards per carry.
Got you. Oh, but big news that I think that was this yesterday or 2 days ago that former Buckeye Ted Ginn was hired as the new head coach of the Columbus UFL team. You want to give us some thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Just great to see a Buckeye over there representing for the new Columbus team. And I think it's going to be interesting. I know I'm pretty sure the way it happens is they get the first pick for any Ohio-based player. So if you play college in Ohio and stuff. So if I end up going UFL again this year, that's likely where I'll go. So it'll just be fun to have another Buckeye on the team.
Amazing.
Steele, let's take a look at this year's college football playoff. Obviously, Ohio State not playing in that first round. They play the winner of Texas A&M and the Miami Hurricanes. First of all, are you able to keep up with all the college football right now, obviously in the UFL? I know it's kind of the off-season-ish. You got the Ohio State decal behind you. Love it. I told you it looked good pre-show. Who do you want to play? Who do you want to see Ohio State play? Is it a Texas A&M team that we thought possibly was going to be the SEC champion? They lose to Texas, which Texas we thought maybe they win and they get in, but 3 losses was ultimately not enough. Or is it a Miami team that you'd rather see for the Buckeyes, a team that started off the season with a huge win against Notre Dame? Carson Beck looked like a Heisman front runner for a long time in the season. Then they take a couple of losses to, I believe, SMU, Louisville. Which team do you kind of think favors the Buckeyes for that second round matchup in the college football playoff?
Initially, I'm thinking Texas A&M just because the Miami defense, they cause a little more havoc, causing a lot of turnovers and whatnot. But whenever you look at both their frames of worth, they're kind of the same team. They got a solid quarterback, good run game, good defense, good offensive line. But I kind of boil it down to whose quarterback do I want to see more. And I think that Ohio State could absolutely decimate Carson Beck because sometimes he doesn't show up. I don't think he'd show up. He'd probably throw 3 or 4 picks to Caleb Downs and it'd be wrap.
So, Steele, you didn't get the chance to partake in this crazy 16 games. Well, yeah, 16 is the most you can play now, I believe, right? Grind at college football. But how much different do you think that has made the sport or will continue to make the sport as these off seasons become shorter? The transfer portal gets used more and more. Off seasons are shrinking by the moment.
Yeah, I think there could be later down the line, maybe they cut off spring ball because you've only got about a month and a half if you're going to the national championship to get ready for spring ball. But then that just eliminates a lot of progression for younger guys. I don't know how they're going to do it. I really hope that they move it up and end up playing the national championship on New Year's Day, something like that in the Rose Bowl. I think that'd be cool. But there's a lot of change I think that needs to happen overall, and I hope they make the right ones. I think you need to start with cutting out the G5 in general. I'll just throw that out there now.
Bang.
But I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to do something.
So I wanted to ask you, too, about this ridiculous Ohio State linebacker core you have right now. I'm sure you guys, have a sense of, brotherhood, fraternity, whatever it is. How proud are you of those guys watching them go out there and not just ball out, but fly up mock drafts, too?
It's awesome, especially Arvell Reese.
Yeah,
man. We all saw it coming whenever he came in as a freshman. And he's an interesting character because he got a concussion early on in my senior year, and then we just didn't see him whatsoever. He was sleeping around in the facility the entire time. No one knew where Arvell was, but now he's probably going to be a top 5, top 10 draft pick. So love seeing that out of him. Just a genetic freak. And then Sonny Styles, he's been like that ever since he walked onto campus. 6'4", 240, runs a 4.5. I mean, what else do you want out of a linebacker? It's the perfect duo.
Sonny Styles, one of the best names in the country. We actually decided that we're going to start something new on the Big Factor today, and that is the all-name Hall of Fame. And we were going to make you our first entrant, Steele Chambers. One of the best names of all time, in my opinion. How cool is it to have Gus Johnson say your name, and how often do you go back and listen to Gus Johnson saying your name?
I've listened to it a couple times.
I was going to say you have to, right? It's pretty dope.
Just a couple times, yeah. I love hearing the big man call it.
Do you have to have a cool name to play linebacker at Ohio State?
Yeah,
I was thinking about
it
it earlier, AJ Hawk.
It's not a prerequisite, but it helps.
Tough Borland. They got some people out there with some cool names, man. So,
yeah, Steele, we got the Bobby Carpenter show on this network, and they got some legendary linebackers. Going back before, the 2005 era, we were talking about unanimous linebackers, A.J. Hawk, Bobby Carpenter, Anthony Schlegel, the co-host of the show. I know you guys know those guys well, but what is it like to carry that flag as that linebacker group for the Buckeyes? Because, everyone talks about the wide receivers at Ohio State. No one really talks about the linebackers so much more, but they're all over the league. They're littered across the NFL. Unbelievable talents.
Yeah, you go back and you just look at the history of the linebacker as far as all the guys you just said, and then you've got guys like James Laurinaitis. I mean, it's a very inclusive brotherhood, and I'm just blessed that I was able to be a part of it. I know I started as a running back, but by the grace of God, they let me join that fraternity of the linebackers, and I did the best I could, and I'm glad I could represent for the years I was there.
Steele, I want to ask you about the departure of Brian Hartline, obviously taking over that head coach job at South Florida. Talk to me, how much of an impact do you think that's going to have on the Buckeyes, the recruiting tree? Everybody knows Brian Hartline, kind of that wide receiver whisperer. How much do you think that's going to, I don't want to say hurt, because again, even the coaching staff, it's not really rebuild more so, but reload. I understand that. Yeah. But you can't just replace a guy like Brian Hartline in one off season, right?
Yeah. As far as this year, I think it won't hurt too much. Definitely some of the play calling in the Big Ten championship was a little iffy. I think that's just Coach Day just trying to grease up the wheels a little bit as far as play calling, but definitely in recruiting. Cause I mean, you just look at his track record and all the guys that he has, JSN, Garrett Wilson. I mean, it just goes on. And now just cutting off the head of that recruiting tree, that's a hard ask to try to get a lot of these younger guys in, especially in this transfer portal world we live in, where you just throw a couple million at them and they'll go wherever they want. So it's definitely going to hurt. I think just the Ohio State brand is big enough to keep a lot of these guys, but you're definitely going to lose some guys down the line as far as especially wide receivers because Hartline's gone.
Steele, you talked about the Big Ten championship game for a second there. Yeah. In the overall landscape, and you could talk about that too in Indiana, I want to know who you think is the main team the Buckeyes are going to have to get through if they want to repeat as national champions. Do you see Indiana as the big competition to the Bucks? Are you seeing Georgia? Like, who do you think are those best teams in the field that are going to be competing with them to win that trophy at the end of the season?
The dogs are barking, man. I'm terrified of them. Yeah. I'm terrified of Georgia right now. And they look fantastic. They got the defense right. Stockton, I mean, just as Southern as you can get at quarterback. You can't find a better Georgia quarterback there. And I think whoever wins that semifinal game between us, whenever we beat Miami or Texas A&M, and then Georgia, whoever wins that, I think is going to win the Natty.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to ask you, people can head over to the Shaw and Steele show on Instagram to go follow your show. One cool thing you guys do is when you guys bring in a guest, I notice you play a little bit of music for them. Like you give them like their own little like walkout song. When we go out and post this episode, what song do you want as your walkout song?
Oh God. Oh, that's a hard ask. Fortunate Son.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Steele, last one for me. Obviously, a big topic about the Heisman race was Diego Pavia came in second, kind of some of his behavior on social media. But even beyond that, what'd you make of this year's Heisman race? Because a lot of people pull up the numbers. Fernando Mendoza won it, but then you go back and look at some of the past winners, the numbers out of Jaden Daniels, the numbers out of a Joe Burrow, the numbers out of a Caleb Williams. Maybe didn't stand toe-to-toe with some of Fernando Mendoza's numbers, but as a guy who's played in the Big Ten, you know the competition level that is. Kind of, can you almost put into words how special Fernando Mendoza's season has been, leading a team, call it for what it is, that hasn't had much success really ever in football, at least in my lifetime, the last 20, 30 years, in a team in Indiana, to lead them to an undefeated season, to win the Big Ten championship, to be the #1 overall seed in the college football playoff. Like, just how insanely tough was that?
Oh, it is. And yeah, the Heisman might have been a little underwhelming, but you cannot demean what he has done with this Indiana program. I mean, between him and Kirk Cignetti, they were just completely off the face of the earth. No one cared about Hoosier football. And now they're the talk of the town, #1 ranked team. And to be the quarterback, to be leading your team throughout all those wins and not have some Heisman praise, I think that's a little ridiculous. So I'm glad he got the trophy. I'm glad this whole Heisman Mendoza thing's going on because he deserves it. He's a little nerdy at times, but he's still a good guy. That's a quarterback I'd want to have on my team. But again, yeah, a little underwhelming as far as stats, but overall a great leader. He's going to do fantastic in the NFL, and I think they're going to go pretty far in the playoffs. Hopefully not too far.
So it sounds like if you were in charge of the Browns, you'd be trading up for Fernando Mendoza, not keeping Shedeur.
Ooh.
Or does that throw
well, I'm a defensive guy. I'd probably go get like Arvell or Jacob Rodriguez.
Please.
Oh, you'd like to see
win 9-6, baby.
That's going to be all we have to talk about for the next 6 months. We're all sadly Browns fans on this show, so we're going to be talking about quarterbacks.
Are you a Falcons fan?
I'm not really an NFL fan. If I had to pick one, I'd just go with the Bills because they jump on tables and eat wings.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Where can everyone find you at and find your show?
Oh, goodness. Just go to Instagram, Sean Steele Show. And then I think we have a YouTube. I'm not 100% sure. I know my buddy Bryson does most of that. I'm not too tech savvy. So yeah, that's where to find us.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to take a quick break here on The Big Factor. We'll be back, presented by Garage Beer.
Hey everybody, welcome back into the Big Factor. I guess I'll take the lead on the intro here, guys. Pat McGuire, Jack O'Rourke, Ryan Smith, or Ryan Tyler, whatever you want on here,
All right,
and then Rob Watson. All right.
Hey, shout out Steele, man.
Shout
That
out
was
shout out
awesome.
Steele.
That's unbelievable.
Steele.
What a
Shout out
good
to
dude.
Steele. Another Buckeye. It's all Buckeyes on this town, in this town right now, guys. Where do we rank him in the Hall of Fame? Who would be next, though, for the name Hall of Fame, though, Jack? I know you brought that up with Steele. Like, where do we go
mean, you
next?
I think Brad Bradley's
I was
got to be
going
in
to
the
say,
name Hall of Fame, too.
you got to put
That's,
up Brad Bradley in the
our
rafters
guy.
for
yeah,
that.
B squared.
Bradley.
B squared's got to be in there.
Golly.
Gosh, I don't know if we have any other guests that have had like that cool of names.
I mean, I'm a
Crazy
fan of
names.
John Fance's last name.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Fance
a
is like
solid
John
name.
Fance, yeah.
I think he might not be in the same ilk as those other two, but I think
Name
Steele
wise.
Chambers is 1-1 and Brad Bradley is a really solid
All right,
1-2.
guys, we have a discourse to discuss because it was yesterday on the Big Factor where we were talking about parlay. Or excuse me, I actually have to go back. It was when Jack, you made your appearance on the Bruce Drennan Show. And
Yes.
for those that don't know, on the Bruce Drennan Show, bonus time here on Big Play Sports Network, live every Wednesday night. He likes to do his handicap, his picks, and when I have been out, as I'm the producer, Project Pat has filled in for me a few times, and he's done his picks, and he's 10-3.
10-3.
10-3
That's a
through, I
playoff
believe,
record.
2 weeks of predicting handicaps. And when he told us that, Jack, you were a little shocked because you called Pat a habitual parlay seller
Of a
on the Big Factor.
habitual
I'd love
parlay
to hear
seller.
more. I surely would love to hear more.
And Pat,
like-
you didn't take kindly to that
I didn't take kindly to this.
accusation.
I'm a longtime listener to the Big Factor, big fan, first time caller.
You're on the Big
today.
Factor.
No, I'm a
Can't be a long-time listener.
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller today. I just want to go through, like, who hurt you here, Jack? Who hurt you here, Rob? Like,
No, my
I'm a
leg last night
habitual
was
seller.
awful. I can't talk.
Yeah, which one do you have?
I took Xavier.
That's
and we
my
lost by
Muskies.
like 40 points.
That was the
bro.
worst. By the way, I wanted to get to that. That's the worst loss in the Xavier home history, by the
Boys
way.
Really?
trash. They're
And
banned.
they were minus 185 on the money
They're
line.
banned
But
forever. Banned
Xavier's
forever.
banned forever on the parlays, except for when they beat the Ryan's Bearcats. Not a big deal. But where do we go from here? Where did I hurt you guys, fellas? Because I went back. I got the receipts. Where did I?
Yo.
Well, what are the
habitual parlay
receipts? Well,
seller.
what are the?
Okay, well, we can go into this right now if you
He's
like.
got the, he's got.
I
Because he
pulled
does
them up.
place the bets. Bro.
I do place the bets, but actually,
I don't be placing our parlays.
okay, hey, that's so on my on our last 5 episodes, or 6, I should say, I'm 5 out of 6, and the one that did sell was Dayton, obviously that lost the parlay.
That was a big one.
That was a big one for sure, but like 5 out of 6,
I'm
fellas.
on a
like,
cold streak right now, but I was on like a good like 6-7 day on
Yeah.
picking my legs. I think there's ebbs and flows, bro.
There's
Yeah,
ebbs and flows,
yeah,
man.
6, but Jack, you sold like there was a couple where like everyone takes.
I was the
turn.
original seller.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
At
everyone
the
takes
very
their turn.
start, like of the parlay era, I think I went like
parlay
0
of the
for
day
6
era.
to get us going. But I think I've started to find a home a little bit with the mid-major college basketball. I think I've
Okay.
kind of found my calling a little bit.
I got to lock back in. I've
Yeah, I
never
mean
done one of
it's
those.
tough though. I think people don't talk about that either. It's a tough thing to do. Pick a leg every single day.
I mean,
yeah,
what-
for sure.
what
But
are
my
we on,
question to
boys?
you guys though is, where did I get the habitual seller?
I think
that's the thing.
I think you just like that. The one
You caught a day where
you caught a bad day for it, and
then
yeah,
he
it's
was
just
trying
like
to, then he came
bad
in
day
the
to have a
next
bad day.
and tried to say I was bad on a day where like everyone missed, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, hold on, bro, like I've been
Wait,
on
I said that?
fire. No, Jack came in
Jack
and he
said
was
that,
on
Jack
me
said
because I picked like Wemby PRA.
Yeah.
Missed the parlay on that leg. I'm like, hold on, we just have one miss. I'm usually hitting mine, so you kind of just caught a stray.
Man, Ryan, bad day to have a bad day, I guess.
See,
I don't
I'm
know, I
not
was
here
gonna-
on the days that you
well,
do
I mean,
your
it's a
parlays.
what have you done for me lately kind of league.
It is a one
You're
for-
only as
yeah.
good as your last parlay.
And 5 out of 6. I don't know what to tell you, but that's funny. I did go back too because obviously a loyal listener, first time caller, as I keep saying on here. One of them was even plus money, Jack. Like, what are we talking? What are we talking about? I like that.
You got a stigma.
I had to come
Not
in
a big
hot
game
take.
better.
I cannot wait to miss today's leg on the FanDuel parlay of the day, but we'll get.
Yeah,
to
you
that
really
later.
did set it up. Yeah,
I
you did
really
set it
did
up.
set
So
it up.
you got a buzz
Yep,
here.
we got a buzz, and it's got to be like decent. It can't be like minus 350 like you're always doing.
I can't wait till they get skunked. It's gonna be really funny.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't have taken the Xavier Muskies yesterday because that was horrendous. A horrendous showing. But
Speaking of horrendous showings yesterday, guys.
Cavs, huh?
It's just I'm not. We don't need to get too deep into
thought
it.
we
It's
weren't
early in the
gonna
year.
talk
There's
about
injuries.
I don't want
1 to 10. 1 to 10. How worried are we?
Y'all ask me this every week. I told y'all, be worried. This isn't
man.
good. I don't. How much can I like keep saying it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting into this today, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Someone. Well, I guess I'm, bro.
I'll take it. I
Someone-
mean,
anyone
honestly,
else, bro.
I went
Anyone else.
from earlier in the season, I was at probably like a 7.2. This has jumped it up to like probably an 8.6. We talked about it on Tuesday that this Christmas Day game against the Knicks is like the closest that we've had to a must-win this early in the season for the Cavs in probably the last 10 years. Like since would you agree with that? Like since the last
They're not going to win
LeBron.
the game.
Yeah, they're
I
not going
bet
to win the
any
game.
amount of money.
That's
You're
the
not
thing,
going to
though.
have Mobley. Merrill maybe first game back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Strus is due back soon, but like don't expect like he's got
I'm
to
not
go
expecting
on a
them to
whole
win.
arc to do all this. It's bad.
Do you see how much like I think it was
are
Larry
hot,
Nance and
this one.
DeAndre Hunter's shooting averages have dropped like from last year?
It's crazy.
I'll find the stat. It's ridiculous.
Dance was shooting the ball, man, from 3 too, and
Like,
he's
we
just
even-
piss poor this season.
We even switched to bringing Hunter off the bench. Like we're starting to try to like figure some stuff out, but it's just like you had to start Dean Wade last night. Like,
yeah, Jalen
the
Tyson.
team is beat to just absolutely beat, and you need a team where everyone could get reps together to get chemistry. It's just been a nightmare start to the season.
Yeah, so this is the Cavs 3-point shooting regression from
And we
the
can't hit
last
shots
year to
this
this
Yeah,
year.
dude. Yep.
Larry Nance Jr. shot 44.7% from 3 last year, down to 30.3% this year. DeAndre Hunter 42.6% last year, 30% this year. Garland 40% last year, 28% this year. Lonzo 34% last year, 26% this year. Dean Wade 36% last year, 30% this year. Mobley 37% last year, 35% this year. So all those 6 guys who play significant minutes dropping, 3 of them dropping by at least 10 percentage points overall. Like that's wild.
I'd just like
Yeah.
to see the team numbers because there's been so many nights where we're putting up like 63s and we're hitting about 11. Like there's
Yeah,
there's
that
been-
Washington game, man.
There's been some bad shooting nights, and last year we were a knockdown team. That's how you got the Cavalanches. You would have guys shooting. I'd wager to say the team percentage was like 35 to 40 last year. Like
Yeah.
now, obviously the whole team's not going to be 40, but we had some great shooting nights. You can just absolutely overpower teams, and we just haven't had that so far this year. Like it's all been stagnant. It's always been a start slow, battle back. Like it takes a late fourth quarter run. It takes Donovan heroics, and that's just not a recipe to be a championship team. in
Yeah,
the
last
NBA.
year, guys, if you look at it, they were 64-18, and their offensive rating was number 1 in the league. So they had a 121.7. That's first out of all 30 teams. Defensive rating, they were 8th out of 30, which is still pretty good, but the net rating plus 9.5 over that. The way that the Cavs are shooting this year, like we brought in guys like Lonzo, you didn't expect him to necessarily show out in terms of shooting the ball on the spot. I'd be like, he can hit his spots and everything like that, but side of the backboard last night, he takes crazy shots sometimes that you just don't think it's going to happen. And for Darius the other day, he started 0 of 10 from 3. It's just shots like this that are not falling for the Cavs. It can't just be Ty Jerome. It can't just be one guy off the bench didn't get it for you. He's not really the straw that stirs the drink for the Cavs. What do you think Kenny could even say right now, Rob, to the boys? Like
It ain't coming.
It's
from
not
him.
great,
Hey,
yeah.
don't- hey, I've been a part of
But
some
Don can't say it
basketball
all either.
teams that are struggling. It's not something that can be said.
Yeah.
It really isn't. Like everyone's got, as men, you got to go look yourself in the mirror, and you got to say something's got to change. Like you have to be willing to do, because right now we're not this team that's just going to come out and out talent people. Right now we're in games with teams like the Wizards, the Hornets, and I'm not saying there's like because everyone's talented in the NBA. But we need to do everything right now. Like, it's not one of those things where we can come out and make all these mistakes right now and beat teams. You got to come and we got just a whole shift. Like, we got to decide. we're going to be the tougher team next game. We're going to make the right play every play. We're going to make sure we don't have to battle back in the fourth quarter. Like, we're going to limit turnovers, play together, flow well, great defense. Like, our defense, Lord, it hasn't been good this season. And I just looked it up. Team shot 38% from 3 last year. Right now, we're at 33. That's a huge difference. 5 percentage points, huge difference. That's a lot of points left on the board, especially with as many threes as we shoot. So, I mean, everyone's got to, I would say, stick at it if that's what you want to do, if that's your identity. Keep getting in the gym, keep shooting. Stats say they're going to fall eventually. Like, it's going to progress back to the mean a little bit. But we got to start defending better. We got to be a tougher basketball team. We got to be smarter. We can't have these slow starts. Like, all of that is things that average basketball teams do. And that's what we've been so far this year, is an average basketball team.
And this stretch of games too, Ryan, as we talk about it, the Cavs have been falling to just awful teams as well. Like Hornets, the Bulls. You got the Bulls coming back again at home on Friday. Then you got that Knicks game on Christmas. Do you see a point? We've got the Nuggets, the Suns, and I believe the Thunder coming up in the early part of January as well, at the Pistons as well, I should say, at home. Luckily, a lot of those games are at home. But if the Cavs don't turn it around by January 5th after that Pistons game, it could go all downhill from here. And then you're looking at the trade down, like just like we would be for the Browns, honestly.
Well, here's the thing. When everybody planted their flag and was saying before this season started, well, I don't care about the regular season. And that's valid because, look, the Cavs, you can win 60-plus games and you can get bounced in the second round and then everything. Well, yeah, I don't blame you for not caring about the regular season, but you got to throw the caveat when people were saying that it was, I don't care about the regular season if they're good, right?
Yeah,
like once if the regular season came around and the losses started to pile up, of course you're going to worry because the team doesn't look good.
Yeah. And Rob, didn't you say yesterday these games don't matter, but they still count?
Think of it like this. You have a kid, you're a parent, and your kid's doing great in school. They're getting A's, but they're always failing their midterms. So you're saying, all right, I'm chilling. Like, I'm not going to make you, like, I'm not going to watch how you study for your regular homework assignments. Like, I'm not going to check with you every night to do that. But we're going to lock in and study for these midterms. But then all of a sudden, you get to the next semester and they have all C's,
right?
And they still we don't have the midterm
That's
grade
a good
yet.
analogy.
It's like, what happened? Like all that, like that still matters. I just gave you the benefit of the doubt because I thought you were going to take care of business. So when you don't take care of business, there's repercussions to that. These games do count. You could ruin now you could get into a series where you're even with a team, but you don't have home court. Or you could get into a necessary situation where you got to play these extra playing games where someone rolls an ankle.
Yeah.
Now you're hampered going into the next game. Like, we're a team that's always hurt anyway. Like, it's super disingenuous to say to anyone, oh, well, everyone said the regular season doesn't matter, so we can't overreact. No, it does for a team that you expected to be a number one seed.
100%.
That is, I don't even, what are we right now? Like, we're a playing team? We're somewhere in there? Like,
I mean, the second best finals odds.
Second best finals odds.
Unexpected.
And
You're getting like real close to just, and I hate to sound like doomsday on it, but like just approaching the point of just like labeling it a failure if you don't turn it around this year and get to a point where you're a top seed. Like,
we're the
what's
ninth seed in the
what
East.
is our in the Donovan Mitchell era? What's our playoff record? Like 11-15
I don't know.
overall. I think we've
Stinky.
lost in the second round in 5 games twice
Yeah,
now.
we've won 2 series, so that's 8 wins, and then I think
In series we've lost and we've never even gotten to a game 6.
Yeah,
Like we've gotten our shit kicked.
we
Like
got
you're
like
getting
10
real
wins.
close to labeling it like just branding it a failure straight up.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron will be back next year.
Who gives
Hey,
a fuck?
I'm just
We'll be
saying, though,
50.
for all of the talk about people not winning LeBron, and yeah,
No, we need him.
that's what I'm
No,
saying.
I
like-
would never, like,
Could've
and
used
then
him. Man.
that's the only scenario where I'd really say, all right, well, as long as we get there.
But we have
gotta,
Jared
we
Allen.
got to rest him and keep him healthy, and then he could turn us up in the playoffs. But still, at the end of the day, he's like 42.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Bryce
It's not
James.
the same guy.
Bryce James headed to Cleveland. Guys.
Coincidence or not, the Cavs kind of stink once they move on from Imani Bates.
I thought about that last night. I'm not even trying to be
I'll
funny.
let you answer that
Because I saw an Imani Bates
Imani
tweet on my
Bates.
timeline. I literally thought about that. I love Imani
He
Bates.
just got traded too.
And what's
Did he?
crazy is his
G League got
replacement is
traded.
like a million times better player than him. Like, Jalen Tyson is everything you would have
Wild.
wished he could have been.
Man.
And the team is
Imani
not
Bates just
good.
like never filled out. It was always really funny though, because like you just like look at like the Cavs bench like during a random game, like everyone would have their like designer stuff on and like stuff like that, and then like Imani Bates would always have like a neon green or neon orange sweatshirt on. Like that's how I could identify him on the bench. It was so funny.
Oh man, guys, we're talking playoffs for the Cavs too, but a lot of playoff teams will be playing in the NFL this weekend. A lot of playoff implication games. You got the Rams and the Seahawks tonight on Thursday Night
Talk some
Football.
football.
Let's talk some football. We got to get
No
away from
more
talk some
Cavs.
Sam
We gotta
Darnold.
get it. I don't want to. I'll talk Cavs one more time when we get absolutely kicked in on Christmas, but after that, I'm taking a break until they get their stuff together.
By the way, I'm never allowed to say free money because it's not in existence. But Seahawks money line tonight, they're winning. Actually, if you can even take them plus 1.5, they're winning this game in Seattle. I feel so confident about that. Sam Darnold threw 4 picks last time they played the Rams, and they
You said
literally
Seahawks
had a
money
chance.
line?
Yeah,
Okay.
And they had a chance to go ahead and win in
Sam
LA
Darnold
on a
money
game-winning
Finally
field
have
goal.
a good Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Finally.
Like,
This is
finally.
actually, it's funny you say that. This
like
is
a
the
best-
best,
rumors
this is the
that
best
JSN's
Thursday night
gonna
football game
stunt.
of all time.
Yeah.
This is the first time that two 10-plus win teams have met on Thursday night football.
It's like, this
That's
is
the
a
best. It's the
great
best
football
Thursday night football
game.
game of
Great
all time.
football.
What was the day of the
Playoff
week of that? Do you remember
implications.
that like Chiefs-Rams game when Jared Goff was
That was
on
Monday
the
night.
Rams? And that was a Monday
Monday
night.
Night Football,
Wasn't it like
54-52?
Mexico or some shit?
It was in the Coliseum in L.A.
That was
It
close.
was in
It was,
20
dude, that was one of the greatest
It was
games.
2019, I think.
2018, 19, something like
2018 or 2019. I
Yeah,
remember that.
that was
game.
one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
But guys, we start there with the Rams and the Seahawks. You got Bears, Packers as well after the Micah Parsons injury. Got a lot of games this weekend with playoff implications. This is the furthest in the season that no one has clinched a division yet. By the way, it's very top heavy in the league and very bottom heavy for the Browns and
Wow,
teams like that.
nobody's clinched. a
Nobody's
division yet.
clinched just yet at this point. So,
Wow.
do you think there will
Didn't
be
think about
Do you think there will be a team this week that will clinch their division? And do you think the Rams, who are the Super Bowl favorite, will continue to be that after this week?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you talk about clinching a division. The only division I can think of would be if you go to the. No, even
AFC
that
East.
won't be a clinch.
The
Is
Eagles.
the
I don't know
AFC
if they would
West.
clinch. Yeah,
If the Broncos win and the Chargers lose, do they clinch?
I believe so. Yeah.
So then that would be the only one because you can't clinch the AFC East. Everybody knows NFC North. Yeah, so I would say unless I mean I'm not doing my math right now. I don't have a calculator, but that's the only one I can think of that would be clinched.
Let me rephrase it. Which one do you think will be the first to clinch?
Probably the Broncos.
Probably the
if they go
Broncos.
ahead and beat the Jaguars.
Because the Broncos are hot and cold, though. I know they were your Super Bowl sleeper pick.
Yeah,
for
but they've won
preseason,
11 straight.
Correct. But I'm saying like
They're
could.
hot.
Do you think they'll continue this hot streak and finish off the regular season as potentially the one seed?
Yeah, they'll be the one seed. They'll beat the Jaguars,
What's
I think.
crazy is the Eagles are also like a win and a Cowboys loss away. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
the
division is
NFC
awful.
East is dog shit.
It's awful.
It's been one of the weirdest NFL seasons in recent memory, in my
The
opinion.
NFC, the Eagles are headed towards the first
Doesn't it
round
just make
exit.
you think, like, imagine if we didn't trade 3 first, even if you don't go get Baker, like, if
God,
you just
I'm
don't
so-
trade for Deshaun, like, how set you'd be right now. Like, everyone's hitting, like, 28, 29, 30, like, right in the peak of their careers. Like, we are supposed to be really fucking good right now. We're really
Steele
fucking
just said
bad.
we're gonna turn it around with the Mendoza next year. That's what he said.
I'm all for Fernando Mendoza,
The
dude.
Mendoza.
I've totally planted my flag. If you can take Fernando or Dante, you take them and you don't think twice about
So
it.
here's what I've heard is that that the Browns liked Cam Ward enough to trade up and get him, but they didn't have the ammunition. They didn't like it. They're saying, like, scouts are saying that both these guys are better than Cam Ward and they'll be rated better than Cam Ward. If
Doesn't
we're at the
surprise
top
me.
of the draft, they're gonna take one of those.
That doesn't
guys.
shock me one bit.
Is where it's kind of where it is, whether you like it or not. So I mean, I kind of like both of the guys. I know Jack likes more. You like Mendoza.
I like Mendoza more, but like
I think it's almost too early to talk about these
But yeah, we
quarterbacks
gotta
in a
watch-
way
this-
too,
this
because like
playoff is
they could like
yeah, no,
Oklahoma could come out and just spook the shit out of either one of these kids, and they're dropping out of the first round, or at least in the public eye, they're dropping for the foreseeable future until you get to the combine. Like, it's just so. I mean, the biggest part of their seasons they still have to play. Like, we haven't learned a ton.
That's
I mean,
also assuming
but also
he's
like Dante Moore. Like, Dante Moore might have his top 2 to 3 weapons out, so he might come out. Yeah, they'll be fine against. They got James Madison, right? I believe in the
Who's
first
out?
round. But
Sadiq?
like, what?
who's out for an Oregon?
So they have a preseason All-American who hasn't played all year, who they were hoping to get back, who it's starting to sound
Evan
like is not
Stewart
coming back.
is
Evan, yeah,
close.
and then
Is Dakarian Moore hurt?
yes, that's I was gonna say Moore's his last name, the receiver. He
He's a
missed
freshman
one of their last 2
star.
games. Yeah, he was the number 1
Freshman
receiver in the previous recruiting class after Jeremiah Smith. He's out, and I think their number 3 receivers out.
There's
also.
also the chance that, well, even though there's no shot we beat Pittsburgh or Buffalo, we could just like completely screw ourselves at the end.
No, they're gonna do it and
Beat
get like
the
the 7th
Bengals
pick
for
or
no
some
reason.
shit.
You could beat Pittsburgh at home.
But we shouldn't be trying.
You know, it'll be like
It's
Dylan
as
Gabriel
bad
gets
as
one
that
more
sounds.
start for some reason,
Oh.
week 17, we just win for no
Or
reason,
we
just piss
lose,
everyone off.
we lose the 2 games and we have to lose Cincinnati, and it's like a situation. Who was that coach that won that last one out the door? Was it Lovie Smith? I think he was in Houston. He like screwed his team over because he was about to.
Oh, really?
He was about to get fired, and he wins the last game, and it cost them a pick.
Man,
I would
could
do
be a
that shit
situa-
too.
like. But
I
I
would
don't
do
know.
that.
I'm-
Well, I
I'm
mean, do
starting
you
to think
guys
we're
think
not gonna
Burrow's gonna play the rest of the year? Or do you think he's gonna sit now that they're out?
I heard he wanted to play, and they're like
he
trying.
definitely
to win.
wants to, but that guy,
If you're them, you gotta sit him though, right? With all the injuries.
I think so too. But do you think we need to start having a discussion about Joe Burrow being the wide receiver at quarterback with like those tweets that you remember you were talking about, though, speak softly and carry yield a knife or whatever the hell that Denny Carter tweet.
I honestly,
Joe Burrow is one of the more emotional quarterbacks, and we don't really talk about it.
I'm a big Joe Burrow fan, man. I'm not going to come at him for it because I just think he's in such a situation where, don't get me wrong, like they've given him the receivers, but basically it's been 6 years of waiting for an offensive line and a defense, and neither ever came. Like, he signs that extension, not like he took less money or anything, but he comes out, has like one of the best regular seasons we've ever seen last year. They go 9-8, miss the playoffs because that defense sucks. All they have to do is like go re-sign Trey. They hem and haw about that all offseason. Don't get a long-term solution done. They don't figure out their defense again. Like, I really do think he has valid concerns with where that organization is going. Like, and it's also like that's the modern era of sports that LeBron James ushered in like 15 years ago. Is like players have a serious voice in where their teams are going, especially when they're a franchise star who has gotten their team to a super level. Like, in a way, you can't. Like, how else is it going to change if Joe Burrow doesn't come out and say, Brown family, what the fuck are you doing? Duke Tobin, how do you have a job? Like someone has to speak up, and it ain't going to be like Teddy Karras. It's got to be Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the funny thing, too, is the Bengals, they don't have a position that is literally general manager. That is one of the funniest things that...
Duke Tobin is an autonomous being over just the city of Cincinnati.
It's crazy because you listen to Enter the Jungle on the Big Play Sports Network. Those guys, James Rapine, man, we have it tough up here in Cleveland, but you got to pour.
Did you listen this week?
Yeah,
Hell no,
they are
I ain't pouring shit out for Cincinnati.
I don't
dude.
care what you have to say
They
on
are
that one,
pissed.
because like
I'm
that
pouring
is
shit out for
also
Cincinnati.
that is also a brutal existence to be in, where the owner is what is sabotaging you down in Cincinnati. Like, you've got unbelievable talent, but then you don't want to sign a single player. Even Trey Hendrickson, I know he's not a world beater, like he's not going to change the world for you on that defense, but to see what you're seeing down there in Cincinnati, it feels a lot like in Cleveland. What are you watching that does not lead you to change it? There's a lot more to get into, guys, but real quick, I got to tell you about our friends over at Garage Beer before we get into some more other stuff. They've got those two classic flavors, Classic Light Lager and that Classic Lime. It's no frills, no bitterness, no IPAs, just beer the way you want it to taste. It's beer-flavored beer. So scan that QR code, give their website a visit at drinkgaragebeer.com. That website, once again, is drinkgaragebeer.com. Guys, do you think that Week 18 game for the Browns and the Bengals could have draft implications for the Browns and the Bengals? Because I could see the Bengals losing out and honestly not showing up for that Browns game.
I think you're looking at two organizations who are just dead in the middle of the road, circling around. Like, it's in different directions. Like, Kevin Stefanski's job is probably a little bit less ambiguous at this time than Zach Taylor. Like, it's looking like Coach Kev might be done this time around. Zach Taylor, you have the weird, like, it publicly comes out, like, what was it, a week ago now, that he got the 2-year extension no one knew about, even though they hadn't done anything. Like, they're in such disarray. It's such a mess where, I mean, right, it's just going to be two practice squads, basically. Like, it's the whole reason Notre Dame saw the Pop-Tart Bowl. Like, that's what you're going to be watching. Like, I think the Xbox Bowl is on tonight. It's like Mississippi or like Missouri State. I don't even know who the hell's playing in it, but that's going to be what that Week 18 game is.
It's coming down. It's a race. It's going to be most likely it's Giants, Raiders, Browns. I know, and the Titans are in there too, but the Titans play, I think they have the Chiefs, the Saints, and then the Patriots left, and they play the Patriots, or no, Jacksonville on the last game, but they're probably going to play their guys.
Those, yeah.
The Giants and Raiders play each other, so it's all going to come down to the position the Browns are in. If we lose these next two and you get a swing like the Raiders, or someone has to win that game. Not technically, someone has to win that game as long as there's no tie between the Raiders and Giants, and maybe Tennessee picks up a win against a Chiefs team that's kind of just going to put in the towel, or the Saints. That's what's going to determine if the Browns have a shot at a top 2 pick. And if they do, heavily look for them to just, full practice squad, Bailey Zapp.
Yep.
Crazy decisions like trying to secure that first or second overall pick.
I'll be pissed if they win another game.
No,
I'll be so pissed.
It would be very us to just like.
You think you'll be
I'd
pissed
be
if they
so
win another
pissed.
game? Yeah, stake on the
so
line.
It would be us to come out and win this week to like beat Buffalo.
You win another game, you're not getting Mendoza or
No,
more.
yeah, that's the other thing.
Like, straight up,
if Shedeur wants
do you
to
think
be
they're
the
winning
QB
another
next
game,
year,
though?
he needs to win games.
Yeah,
that's
shit.
literally it.
No
like,
shit.
That is,
So, yeah.
I think
he could put us out of draft position. That's
We
what
had
it is.
12 men on the field after a commercial break, so
Not too
I think
concerned
we're
about
doing
it.
our absolute damnedest
Yeah, I
to
mean,
not win another
three
football game.
penalties, first 5, all type of stuff.
Yeah, the delay game and the false start coming out of there. Guys, we'll quickly hit the college football playoff before we get to our FanDuel parlay of the day. We're talking college quarterbacks. Ty Simpson, not that long ago, was one of those guys that we were like eyeing for the Cleveland Browns.
Exactly.
It's a
So
Los Angeles Ram. That's fine.
he's a Los Angeles Ram. That's fine. I saw that
He's
mock
a
drafts.
Montreal Alouette.
Dude, I've
Hello.
seen people saying that the Rams might try to join in on this Mendoza thing.
I
They
mean-
might try to make a trade.
I don't know.
They're gonna say F them picks again.
Yeah,
I just,
that's what they
Stan
do.
Kroenke, one thing about him
That's what
and
they
his
do,
teams
buddy.
that he's the owner of, they will trade picks.
yeah, it kind of depends how the season ends, I think, for Matthew Stafford, if he comes back, whatever the case may be. But the biggest game on the docket, though, for me, guys, was Alabama-Oklahoma on Friday night. It is just a little over 24 hours away, and I think that is going to be the biggest game of the first round. I think it's going to determine quite a lot because Jack and I were talking about this one, too. We actually like the odds on the FanDuel Sportsbook for Oklahoma to make it to the college football semifinal, where they could beat Indiana. They could win this game and then beat Indiana. I
like it too.
I love the odds on
beating
that.
Indiana.
I think they're beating Indiana.
They're
Man.
not beating Indiana. They'll beat Alabama. They can beat Alabama.
They can beat Alabama for sure. I think that one they can win that one pretty handily. I think the line is not even actually that long for Oklahoma, but I'm taking them pretty heavy in that game. I think they've got a great chance to at least cover against Indiana.
Are you gonna respect Mendoza if he balls out against Oklahoma? Would you respect?
He just beat Ohio State.
Yeah, if they beat Oklahoma, yeah. I mean,
He just beat Ohio State.
I don't think I don't respect him.
No, you
I just
said
don't necessarily
multiple
want
times
him.
you think he's trash, low key.
I mean, I don't think he's that good. No.
Yeah, so would
talk to me
that
about-
change
in a
your mind
college
if he
level.
played a good game?
And talking
against
about
Oklahoma?
what about Mendoza do you not like to be able to say up here you want Dante Moore? Which is a
I'm not
valid answer,
looking at it from an NFL lens. I'm saying is like I look at it like college. I'm not like an NFL guy really. I'm saying like I do not think he is like that exemplary of a college quarterback at this time. I think he has a much better offensive line than people give him credit for. I think he has
But
two.
trenches, too.
What?
Yep.
They have a really good.
They, like he has a way better offensive line than he gets credit
Surratt is
for
really
than
good
he
too, so.
people talk about. He has two really good receivers. Like he kind of played a shitty schedule. Like
but what
who he beat
quarterback
up until
doesn't?
that game?
But what quarterback that we talk about in this elk doesn't have a good offensive line, doesn't have weapons? You know what I
I mean,
mean?
right,
It's like-
right now, Dante Moore, like that was a way younger. He took like a young ass Oregon team who people like thought would be a playoff team still because like it theoretically should be a walk-in the 12-team format for a lot of these like elite schools that spend NIL money. But like he didn't have the same caliber of weapons, and it's also like sometimes you do see these kids after starting 4 or 5 years in college like come out and look way better, and it's nothing against them, but like
What was Oregon's
I
schedule?
just don't.
I
What?
think this
What was
is a
Oregon's
The same as
schedule?
theirs.
Like until
Right,
they
I
got
mean-
hurt, you had weapons, and I mean, there's like 3 linemen from Oregon that are going to be like top 100 picks. in
But
the draft.
I'm saying like I don't think like what game do you look at
I mean,
where
they
you're
played
like
Penn State
okay
when they were still
Penn State.
Fernando Mendoza
Penn State.
Penn State won
They were-
fucking 5 and
Okay,
a
that's
billion.
Dante Moore's biggest win.
I didn't say anything about Dante Moore. You asked me why I think Fernando Mendoza's not that good.
I know. I'm just comparing the two because
Well, like,
and I'm just hitting you. With
he
some
let a game-winning
devil's
drive.
advocate.
I mean,
I think
No,
Moore's
like I
nice.
mean, like
think
what? Like
Mendoza's
if I see
nice.
Fernando
State's
Mendoza,
Penn
This
State's
argument
defense
is a little
still
flawed.
if I mean, no, I'm just saying. Okay, let me
It's a
see
flawed
Fernando
draft,
Mendoza
yeah.
score 24 points, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal against the top 10 college defense,
he's
and
gonna
I'll be
kick
happy.
a field goal. You want him to kick field goals too?
That'd be nice. If you
I
could.
do think
be nice.
he's shown he
Okay,
can
3
make,
touchdowns. I think that'd be nice.
in the moments I've seen him play in all
He
the
leads
tough
the
games
FBS
he's
in
had,
touchdowns.
because one he did beat Moore head to head. He had all the clutch throws versus Penn State, and he did the same thing versus Ohio State. I can't say anything against that. I'll say jury's still out a little bit, but if he plays like, I think we all think Oklahoma's going to win. If he balls out against Oklahoma, I think that's really stamped that he becomes. the
No, I think
guy.
that's what changes
Like-
it for me is if he can go out and do it against that kind of a defense who's allowed 13 and a half points per
But
game
to,
this year and
but
4
to
yards
say
to
to
play.
this point, like if he's played tougher teams than Moore, like by far, he's played
Correct.
more. He
One
played
more
Penn-
game, right? Ohio State.
and then he played Ohio State, so he's won his head to head against the other quarterback, and then he beat the best team in the country. So I mean, to say he's played like a weaker schedule.
But yeah, I
feel
think
like
you
it's
could
unfair.
also say that Indiana's defense won that game though too.
But they don't win if he doesn't make those 2 big throws.
No, they don't. But like I'm saying, like it's not like Mendoza went out there and won it for him. They had 13 fucking points. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the offense just like wow. Like they're not winning that game without Fernando Mendoza. I think I could argue that Curtis Rourke wins that game.
Wow.
That is
They had 13 fucking points.
Nah, that's-
Curtis,
They had
bro,
13 points.
that's the
Come on,
craziest
man.
shot
They
I
had
think you've ever
13
said.
points.
Against this
Clip
version,
that.
They had
That's-
13
Clip
points.
that.
What do you
They
make
had
of the
13
2024
points.
game then? What do you make
What?
of the 2024 game?
Nah,
He didn't do anything
Well,
against the Buckeyes.
how many points did he have in that game? They might have more points in that game.
That's bad. I know
I'm gonna
you-
look that up.
I
He
know
might
you
have
don't
scored
like
more
the kid
points.
'cause he's quirky.
He
but
might have
that-
scored
that
more
was-
points.
that was-
A
that's
garbage-
No, I'm
bad.
looking that up.
Dude, garbage time points. It's completely
I'm looking that up.
Dude.
Bro, I can't believe you
I
just
can't believe
said
you just said that about Curtis Rourke.
I think we also
That
got to
is-
stop like. I understand the whole thing with quarterbacks and like points, but I was not at any point during that game was I like Indiana isn't scoring
scored
because
13.
Fernando Mendoza isn't like
against the
making
best defense in the
throws.
country with like 5 defensive
You know
first
what I
round
mean?
picks.
Every time he got the chance to make the throw,
Yeah.
like I feel like it was either on them, like some of the shots weren't caught. Some of
Yeah,
them were
Curtis
pass
Rourke had
interference.
15. They had fucking 8 guys go to the NFL in that defense too.
Bro,
It's the same
I
thing.
mean, he's trolling.
He's
rage-
definitely
rage
trolling.
baiting.
Oh, my
He's rage
goodness.
baiting. But yeah, like
I
I don't.
was just seeing like
I don't think you like not. You could play a good quarterback game and score 13 points if the game calls for it. If that makes sense. Like not every game is going to be a 40 to
Yeah,
30
100%.
game. And you're
Especially
not
with the way
gonna-
that Ohio State.
No,
controls
but
the
just
ball
like if
stuff.
I was like if I'm looking into
Curtis Rourke.
Yeah, like
if
with
I'm
the-
looking
with the
into
way that
trading
game was-
multiple
you would
first
think
round
his
picks up
last
for a
name
kid.
was- What was
You
the
would think his
Buckeyes'
name
time
was-
of possession that game?
Curtis
'Cause they were
Rourke.
Buckeyes or
they were in
for-
the red zone for like 30 minutes,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
Like I don't know.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm
hey, I'm not going to crown the kid off 13 points against Ohio State.
I'm just
What do
saying.
you like to play him again?
That's the closest thing to an NFL. Like,
All I'm saying
Ohio
is-
State's defense is the single best unit in college
It just
football.
doesn't make sense.
And that's the
that
closest thing you'll get to an NFL unit. Not even close. I'm not comparing those two. I'm just saying that's the closest thing you'll get in
If
college.
you can't stamp him, I just don't get how you're like so.
Who are
sold on
Who can you
Moore.
possibly?
I'm not
stand?
so sold on more.
Okay, but you think he's better.
I've primarily said I wouldn't take a quarterback in this draft on this
That's
show.
fair,
I think,
that's
right?
fair, that's fair.
I think
That's
I
fair.
will say
No,
this
that's
though.
fair. That's
Right?
fair.
I will say this,
That's
though.
been my
But
take
the
the whole entire
Rourke thing
time.
was out of line. Like he
Yeah, the Curtis Rourke.
I think Curtis Rourke could have scored 13 points.
No.
Damn.
Considering he scored 15 when he played them.
Two throws. I know.
Using math, 15 can equal
Curtis
13.
Rourke's not making that touchdown throw to Sir.
Eric Canada could sling that thing down the field. What are you talking about?
And he's not
As Bruce,
making
as
the,
Bruce
the
Drennan would say,
clincher
that's
the-
Jacko York over there. We got to move on. we got to move on, guys. I got to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, and then we're gonna do a live FanDuel parlay of the day. We're gonna do this one live.
Oh,
today,
live
guys. We
one?
gotta
Oh,
do it
yeah.
live
Oh,
on
yeah.
air. But let me tell you about
Love
our
it.
friends over at FanDuel. You know how fast NFL game days move. One big play and everything changes. That's why live betting on FanDuel is a game changer. With FanDuel, you can bet in real time while the game unfolds. Score just flipped. You jump on a new spread or live money line. That's wide receivers heating up. Bet the next touchdown score or total yards. Think that drive stalls in the red zone. Take a live field goal prop or fade the total. Live player props, team totals, drive results, updated spreads, next play markets. It's all there. It's fast. It's fun. And with FanDuel, your live bets move as quickly as the game does. So whether you're riding momentum or fading the hype, FanDuel puts you right in the middle of every moment. Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the app and bet the NFL all season long. Must be 21 plus in select states, 21 plus in the state of Ohio, and it's 21 plus in the great state of Pennsylvania. For gambling help, visit 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rghelp.com for more help today. And Jack.
You know, Pat, I think one of the greatest things we can do in life as human beings is admit when we're wrong, right?
boy.
I think that's one thing that everyone as a human being can work on.
You gonna walk back down
I
the
believe
Church's
believe upon a quick Google search, Curtis Rourke had 68 passing yards against
Yeah,
Ohio
dude.
State.
You're gonna walk
So I am
that-
going to
you're gonna
recant
walk
that statement.
You said that with a straight
I was
face,
wrong.
bro.
I was.
Like,
I did not
you
say
were
it with a
so-
straight face. That
You were
I
pure-
You were
said it with a
serious.
smile.
You were hating.
Yeah.
That was
You
an
were-
emotional take.
it
That
was,
an
like-
emotional
but
take,
You
bro.
didn't even mean it. I get
68
that, but you were
yards.
so mad that you meant that.
No, yeah, 100%. I stand by it.
No.
He still scored 15.
I'll give you one last
15
chance to
whole points.
rebuke it.
Okay.
Do you take it?
Fuck no.
All right.
Hey, is this gonna be another notes app apology from Jack O'Rourke? Do you remember that? How many months ago was that? The 6 months you were like, I apologize for being late. We're
yeah.
gonna force you to do a notes app apology.
I am not note sapping this. No.
Okay, well,
He scored 15. 15's more than
If
13.
Fernando Mendoza just didn't act the way he did, how would you feel about him as a quarterback?
I'd probably
I'd
love
be
him.
less impressed.
I'd probably love him.
Yeah.
I'd probably think he's Josh Allen.
Got you.
He only, I mean, 15 to 23,
They don't play
222.
similar.
Yeah, I mean, he had 222 yards, a touchdown, a pick. Let's
Yeah. I don't know, man. We're
bend
acting
over
like he was-
backwards to take this
We're
kid.
acting like
I mean,
acting
how
like he was
a
CJ
tipped
Stroud.
interception, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
He literally has the most
that's
touchdowns
how
record.
some of them happen.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, we got to get it.
They're not all clean.
Our FanDuel parlay of the day, fellas. So,
Air Canada.
Ryan, you were big in on the Seahawks money line today, I believe it was, right?
Yeah, I see it flip, but so actually to get better odds,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Seahawks -1.5.
-1.5. at
That's actually my
-108.
like lock. Immortal. Can I do an immortal lock?
Mortal lock. Okay. Well, I got a lot of pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself for this FanDuel parlay of the day. I have to absolutely hit this one, but I liked going back to the association. I wish I could do Paul versus is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? I mean, versus Joshua, man, already. But
John Cena versus Gunther.
let's see here.
Go on, man. Go on.
Come on, then. Oh my days. Oh my days.
You produced the show when I talked to you.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
you don't listen to Rob?
I
Jeez.
Gunther.
That's
You'll
who
entertain my
retired
Curtis
too.
Rourke argument, but you won't listen to Rob's WWE rant?
Man.
Um,
All right,
who
I'm taking
retires,
Nick's
see?
alt line at -5.5. That's
Give
plus money
me-
for you boys.
Give me
I guess I could play the music, huh?
CJ McCollum 20 points. Go Wizards.
Go Wiz.
I'm shook over here.
20
right
points
now,
for
bro.
CJ, okay.
3J.
Who plays basketball tonight?
CJ McCollum. Damn it.
Yeah,
Spurs?
that screams
Spurs?
18 points, so we could talk about that tomorrow.
No, that's like a 15 and a 15 loading.
Devin Vassell, locked up.
We got the Lakers tonight. Let me get it. Like, what's Luka for? He's averaging 34.
He's averaging 40.
Jeez, man. What's his line? Yeah, give me Luka PRA, whatever it is. I think he goes nuts. They've been resting and
All
they're
right.
playing the Jazz. Let me get Luka.
We'll take Luca PRA as well.
That's gonna be like 50.
So Ryan, tell me more about this Thursday night football game because you seem very in on the Seahawks tonight. -1.5. You like that at -108 money. what is it about the Seahawks? I know they've got a great defense. Their offense has been pretty good. It's struggled a little bit lately, but JSN, too much talent for you?
I mean, it's just the fact that you go back to the last time they played in LA, Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions and they only lost by 2. And in fact, not only that, they had the opportunity to kick a game-winning field goal, which they missed. It was a long one, albeit, but they had the opportunity to go ahead and win that game. Rams, you're playing without Devontae Adams. I would be shocked if he suits up for this one. He's your biggest red zone threat, leads the NFL in touchdowns. Seahawks have, well, I'd say either them or the Texans. You could say 1 or 2 interchangeably best defensive units in the entire NFL. Simply put, Sam Darnold has to not play like shit, which might be a lot for Sam Darnold in big games because history will tell you he's garbage in big games when they mean the most. But I think at home, a regular season game, there's not as much pressure, but you got to go get this one to win the West. That's clear. I think Sam Darnold, hey, call me crazy. Can he limit himself to 2 picks? Go ahead and they win this game.
All right, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, any value for you guys you see tonight? I mean, I think it's going to be the Rams at plus 108 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. I don't know if you saw this, but their plane was delayed and everything, so a lot of their coaches and players aren't going to be there as early as they would like. Granted, it's only a 2.5-hour flight to Seattle.
Loss.
That
stuff matters.
Yeah, that stuff matters. And Devontae Adams,
Can't trust Spirit.
There's no way they play him 4 days after he hurt his hamstring, especially at the age that he's playing. Maybe you can get him in for the Mike Evans 1 yard, 3 catches, 3 yards, 3 touchdowns type game. Like I could see that happening where he just gets the slants, but other than that, any value that you see, Rob?
Nah. Give me the Seahawks though. I'm with Ryan.
Seahawks, okay.
That late flight thing stamped it for me. That stamped it.
So we've got Saturday games as well in the NFL this week, guys. Do you like having Saturday NFL where it kind of overlaps
Fucking
with college
hate it.
football?
Hate it.
So
Okay,
stupid.
okay.
I think it's one of the dumbest things on the calendar. If they want to do it once they're done having college football on Saturday, by all means, go for it. But like now that there's like the playoffs on Saturday and shit, like
That's good football though. Packers Bears.
I
It
don't
is
know.
good
It's just
football.
too much. I mean, you want
After
to
the
have.
Mike
Well, actually, I think a little
my
bit.
steak is too juicy and my lobster is too buttery. Too much football. I'm gonna complain. My tiny brain.
You're being
I
a
gotta
hero.
choose
Stop.
which
You're being
game
a
I
hero.
wanna
Take your
watch.
cape off. Take your cape off. Take your cape off. Let college have their day, Superman.
Take your cape off for Curtis O'Rourke.
No.
Stop
You
it.
stole what I said. No, but I do think the one thing that saves it, though, is I think the 2 bad college games are Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
So I think at least that kind of happens where it's like bad college, good NFL.
Yeah. Well, the good thing, though, guys, is we're getting out of here because we have talked too much Cavs, too much NFL, and the Browns, we can just ignore it. But, Jack, we got our FanDuel parlay of the day. If you want to read them off for me, and then we'll get right out of here.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it. We're starting out with the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold minus 1.5 tonight as the Rams come into CenturyLink, I believe. Is that correct? Anyone know? What?
Yeah.
Lumen? Lumen.
Field,
Dang
we
it.
are.
Okay. Knicks minus 5.5. They're not going to have an NBA Cup championship hangover. They're going to get it done against the lowly Pacers. Then 3J McCollum is going to have 20 points as the Wizards head on into San Antonio.
That?
That's
Me.
him. That's him.
And then, last but not least, Luka Doncic
big
over
2025.
54.5 PRA against the lowly Utah Jazz. Seahawks minus 1.5. Knicks spread. McCollum 20 points. Luka Doncic over 54.5 PRA.
Love that for you guys on the FanDuel Sportsbook. That is plus 1224. So bet 10, win $122. We're going to see who's the real parlay seller at the end of the day. Hopefully this one's not for all the marbles, but I feel good about my Knicks minus 5.5. My leg with the Knicks minus 5.5. Guys, thanks to Steele Chambers. Honestly, that was a great interview.
Awesome.
There's a great Buckeyes guy. Tune into the Bobby Carpenter Show where we talk even more Buckeyes. Tune into Steele's podcast and everything. But that'll do it for us.
Sean Steele.
I haven't hit one of these in a minute.
Sean Steele. Okay.
He did the solo shot.
Get the solo shot for that one. Anyway, guys.